So everybody, how we doing? Happy Thursday night. We're going to do a little bit of a live stream here, have some fun. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a week for me. So I'm ready to unwind a little bit, hang out with some buddies, have a good time. I think we've got a pretty good show lined up for today. Got some guests that I've been waiting to have on for a bit, so I'm excited that they're here. Got some cool giveaways. We've got a bottle of the New Riff Silver Grove 2024, their bourbon. I did, this was distillery only. I think it came out in the middle of the year. I did bring a few back for buddies, and they'll agree with me that this is one of the better bourbons of 2024, especially at the price point that it was. I think it was like $65 at the distillery. Really great bottle. We're going to give away, second prize is going to be a Bourbon Jerk Glen. And then third prize is going to be a flight put in by one of our guests here this evening. So I'll say hi to a few of you guys in chat. Thanks for chiming in. Travis Robeson, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? We've got Ed Williams, what's going on? One of our winners from the last stream. It's a party because Marty's here. And Marty was generous enough to offer to keep score for tonight's competition, which I'll explain a little bit more about in just a few minutes. We've got JG, what's going on? Whiskey cheers, buddy. We've got Gandy Road, what's going on, my man? Kelsey Dime is in the house, and you're going to see him in just a few moments. Folks, tonight my guests are Kelsey, Durrell, and Jeff, also known as Hello Again Whiskey Friends. I'm sure you guys know these guys. One of the more entertaining whiskey tube channels, one of the more interesting whiskey tube channels. As all three of these guys post videos almost every week. They've always got great content out. They do one of the more fun live streams. They're very active in the community and just all around good dudes. So without further ado, why don't we bring them on stage? All right. Look at all of the whiskey friends. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Tom.
Jeff, good to see you again. Durrell, I know you just got off work. Take your time, unpacking that flight that I put together a while back. I know it's been a few months. And Kelsey, how we doing, guy? Doing all right?
Doing well. I'm excited. Drinking our pick here, getting my palate warmed up. The Sweet Kelvin, if anybody got it, we're looking for what you guys think about it. So make sure you post something on our page or on the Insta or something to let us know what you guys think about it. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be trickling in some hands.
I think you guys are going to love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was hoping to get it delivered today, but it looks like it's not coming until tomorrow. But I'm definitely looking forward to cracking that one and giving you guys some feedback. You guys did sell through that one, didn't you?
We did.
Yep. Sold through that one in about 3 days. So
yeah,
that was
great. And that was with that was a collab with Mash and Drum and Dusty Dan also in on that one.
And Katie and Ethan too, Drifting Drams. Yep.
Gotcha. So all the heroes. All right, say hi to a few more folks here in chat. We got Josh Fritz. What's going on, buddy? Jeff Perkins is in the house. Jeff, did I see that you advanced in Blendageddon last night? If so, well done.
Oh wait, I thought you were talking about this Jeff.
Is that the right Jeff?
I was thinking whack for a second, but
I know Jeff advanced. But I think it was Jeff Perkins. Tell me if I'm right, Jeff. We've got Roger Reese. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, good crew moved forward last night, it looks like.
All right. And then, of course, our buddy Marty, JG Copenhagen.
All
right.
So here's the question, Marty. We had a whiskey last night, and Jeff and Durrell both thought it was peated. But if you had smelled this whiskey, you could attest that this whiskey smelled just like Copenhagen tobacco.
I think Marty would have picked that note out better than anybody or quicker.
Oh my gosh, it was so strong. I was like, "Holy cow, where's Marty when I need him?"
Yeah, I never. So, yeah, what's Jeff? Congratulations on advancing, buddy. All right. So what I cooked up for you guys. So you guys have a blind flight of 4 whiskeys, and we're gonna pitch you guys against each other. We're gonna do a little competition, a little friendly competition.
Man.
Right.
Hopefully, Durrell's still stopped up and can't smell. We'll see.
I think you guys are gonna do pretty well on these.
Yeah.
After I put this together, and I gave it to you. It was at the end of September.
Yeah.
I keep up with your channel. I know a few of you have had some of these since then, so it's not going to be anything super obscure. Some of these are going to seem familiar to some of you, or one of you, or maybe all of you. But what we're going to do is we're going to drink through these, and then got a scoring system. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because I don't really know how to do that. But you are going to guess the type of whiskey, the finish, and if you think it's finished, what type of finish. That'll be a bonus point. You're going to guess the age, the proof, the price, the location, where it comes from, what distillery, and a bottle guess. Some of these will have a little bit more weight to them than others. The distillery and the bottle guess is worth 2 points. The price is worth 2 points. The age is worth 2 points. Everything else is 1. With regards to the proof, a lot of times when we do these types of head-to-heads, am I within 5, then I get a point. For the proof, one of you is going to get the point, and the rest of you are going to get nothing. It's going to be kind of like closest to the pin, if you will, if we were doing like a golf.
Right.
Okay.
So is the finish just a yes or no, Tom?
And then if you say yes, go ahead and venture a guess as to what it is. If it's not finished, then obviously it's not an extra point. But
So extra point if we call what finish it is, you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
If you guess it's finished and then you want to guess what it is, you possibly can get it.
Okay.
Got it.
And then for location, I'm implying that you want longitude and latitude.
Yes. And I've got my Garmin out to check your
There you go.
course.
And I got to wet the palate.
All right. So Durrell, you got everything
Turkey.
unpacked there, buddy?
What's that? Oh,
So you got everything
unpacked.
unpacked? I know you were coming in late a little bit.
Yep. All good on that end. Going to take a sip of like a little control to kind of.
Control. All right. See that?
Power
I
a
like
little
the
going.
methodology. You don't just come in cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
blue glass is my control glass. Yeah.
Control.
All right.
Jeff is already cheating. I'm just letting you know. That's not his control glass.
It's actually a blend of all the samples, and I'm just figuring it'll warm up the palate real nice.
There you go.
Oh, goodness.
All right. I'm going to sip on these. I'll sip through these along with you guys, and kind of reacquaint myself with some of them. It's been a minute since I've had a couple of these here. So let's see.
All right.
You guys want to get number 1 poured up if you haven't already?
Yeah.
I'm loving the color on B.
Yeah,
I know that one's
really dark.
catching my eye for sure, Durrell.
All right.
It's bad we always gravitate towards color like it should be better than the rest.
Who knows?
I
man?
never said that. I mean, that's
No,
just,
but I do that a lot.
Is it
Like in
finished?
drawing.
Is it old? I'm already thinking these questions.
Yeah, I'm with you, Durrell. I tend to think if it's something darker, that I'm going to like it more because, maybe it's double oaked or it's got high proof or it's got some kind of dark, rich finish, and I kind of gravitate towards those, darker, thicker, richer pours, especially this time of year when I think it's like 10 degrees outside up here in Michigan.
It may taste like coffee or chocolate, which will really turn Durrell on.
It could.
Do you guys find that you reach for different types of pours this type of year when it's freezing out?
I think the holidays more than the
Okay.
cold. Like, I tend to drink more port finish stuff whenever it's like around after Thanksgiving and Christmas time, just because I like that spice flavor with all the cookies and getting fatter as I eat more and more. But yeah, I like those type of things. What about you, Jeff?
I mean, my favorite thing to do during this season is to drink more eggnog. So I do some more mixing with the eggnog.
Please tell me you're drinking somebody else's eggnog and not the gluten that is your eggnog.
So far, I've been drinking store-bought eggnog. I haven't made my own eggnog / clumpy custard yet.
All right. So do you just buy the eggnog and then find a particular whiskey to put in it, mix, or what's the eggnog drink that you put together, Jeff?
Oh,
The one that went really, really well recently in my eggnog was the lower proof hard truth bourbon. So it's the I think it's the High Road bourbon is maybe what they call it, next to the High Road Y. I can't remember the exact terminology on it, but it's the lower proof one.
that'll
That
be the high road.
really had a good eggnog, and it added a little bit of a nutty note to it itself, so it doubled down on the nutmeg. I liked it.
All right. And is there a particular brand of eggnog? Because I know when you go to the store, there's
There's all kinds. The Kroger's by me have organic Simple Truth, so I just went with that.
All right.
Can't do it.
No.
No.
Yeah, Durrell, it's not something I can do more than once or twice a season, I think. I really like that first and maybe second sip, and then as I get through it, it really tends to weigh on me. It feels like it's like instant bloat. So it's a sipper for sure, and maybe one or two a season.
My arteries can only handle one or two a season, but it's worth it. It's good.
I will say no, I don't do a lot with it with whiskey. I'll probably do once. But what I do love is to warm it up and froth it with coffee.
Okay.
Half coffee, half eggnog that's been heated up and frothed. And it's delicious.
Cheers, Tim.
All right, we got a few more people checking in. What's going on, Tim? I see Katie Turk is here.
Speaking of coffee.
There you go. My wife is here.
Grant.
Say hello to Tiffany. Hello, dear.
Cheers, Tiffany.
And all right. So what do we think about one, guys?
It's
I
opened up a whole lot from when
I
I
haven't
first
even tried it.
tried it.
I haven't even gotten into it either.
Oh, you haven't got into it. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.
Over there,
Getting ahead of myself.
Cheers,
Yeah.
Tom. Thank you.
Ooh, okay.
Smells up my alley.
Nose hit me different than I was expecting. Make sure that's not a me
Ooh.
thing.
That's nice on the palate. It's real soft.
They soft.
Yeah, soft.
Okay.
Compared to
Douglas?
what I was drinking. I was drinking a, what was this proof? 111. So
Okay. All right, folks, if you would do me a favor while you're checking in here, go ahead and click that like button. I'm told it helps with the algorithm. Mr. Mom, what's going on, buddy?
what's up? Cheers to you.
I like seeing the familiar faces here. I appreciate your support, guys.
Oh, that's good. And it tastes.
Very good.
Oh, that tastes familiar. Oh man.
I know, it's puzzling me.
Yeah. Dang it. Okay. Palate's different than what I
Ooh, Raja.
got off of the nose. Man. All right. Well, I can already start putting a couple guesses in here. So how are we doing this? Are we sending you our guesses, Tom?
No, I think what I'll do is I'll pick one of you to go through your guesses. No, tell you what, no, we'll go one category at a time. We'll go around the clock here. You'll each
Okay.
give a guess, and then we'll go to the next category and so on.
Got it.
That works.
All right. So for the first one,
Shoot.
you guys have all had a chance to get a little bit acquainted with it.
I can answer a
Yep.
couple questions on it.
Okay. All right. Why don't we start with you, Durrell? We'll start with type of whiskey. What do you think we're doing here?
Bourbon.
Okay. All right. And then I'll go clockwise for me. Kelsey, what do you think, buddy?
I'm going to go rye on this one.
All right. And Mr. Wack.
Kelsey's got me doubting, but I wrote down bourbon. I'll stick with it.
All right. Okay. And then Jeff will stick with you. And ask you if you think it's finished or not. And if you think it is, go ahead and venture a guess as to what.
I'm going to say not finished.
Okay.
Was distillery one of our categories, or was it just
It
state?
will be, Durrell. It's one of the ones a little bit further down the line.
Okay. Okay. Yes, baby.
So we'll go to you, Durrell, if you think it's finished or not.
I said not finished
Okay.
on mine. Yep.
All right. And Kelsey, you got a guess?
I'm going to go all in and say it is finished.
Okay.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
If you want to
Danger.
venture a guess as to what it could be.
Arctic Spirit. From,
Oh, no, you don't have to bottle cast it, but
Oh,
Finish the finish.
yeah. What type of finish?
port.
Okay. All right.
Jeff's like, hold up.
Hey.
It's like, is that?
I haven't
that-
told
you.
Uh-oh.
This doesn't.
We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So Kelsey, will stick with you. And do you want to guess an age for us here?
I'm going to say 8.
Jeff, you got a guess for an age?
8 as well.
That's literally where I'm at too. And I'm not cheating. It's written down.
Copycatters.
All right.
Oh,
So you
it's
guys are
written
all
down.
guessing age. Okay. Now, just remember when we get to proof, you want to have some kind of a variation because only one of you is going to get the point. All right,
Well, I wrote my
but,
proof
Alright.
down, so
I wrote it down
I'm
too.
going to
I'm
go
sticking
with
to
what
it.
I wrote instead
Alright.
of trying to switch.
all right. So proof is next. So where do we leave off with Durrell?
My proof I wrote down is 110.
Okay. All right. Kelsey
117.
Ooh.
and Jeff.
Oh no. Hopefully it's not one of those days. 100.
Okay.
Oh, sheesh.
Okay.
And you said closest gets the point, right?
Closest gets the point. The other two get zip.
I gotta be the closest, right?
Oh, that never makes me. I know that never makes me happy when I'm the lowest guess.
All right. How about price? And Jeff, we'll go back
price.
to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 70.
All right. Durrell, you got a guess on the price?
Mm, let's go. Damn, that's good, man. I just don't know if it's expensive. Let's go 75.
All right. And
Are you
Kelsey.
Price is writing me? I see how this is.
No. Yes.
Kelsey,
You
you,
know-
got a guess on price?
$70.
All right. Okay.
I wonder. Actually, the proof's drinking a lot lower than me now.
All right. And
You made me
Kelsey,
closer to-
Kelsey, do you have a location?
It's a dual location, Indiana and Maryland.
Well, I see where you're going. Jeff, how about you?
I'm gonna go Indiana.
All right. Durrell?
Mhm. The same. I got Indiana. down. Yeah. MGP
Okay.
vibes are going on for me.
Okay. All right. And then Durrell will stick with you. If you have a distillery and a bottle guess, go for it.
I'm going MGP for distillery. Bottle guess, I honestly don't know. Like it kind of tastes like it's I don't know. Fuck. Remus isn't 110 proof. We'll say Remus.
Okay.
Like Remus Repeal, not like the Remus single barrels.
Okay. All right. And Kelsey, you gonna stick with your guess from earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll,
So that would
I'll
be-
either be really bad or really good.
all right. So you're guessing that it's Arctic Spirit Evernorth then.
Yep.
Jeff, you got a guess?
I'm gonna do the New Riff, old New Riff bourbon.
Oh, he's hedging his bet.
A little bit. I'm getting that honey note on it, so I'm hedging my bet between the New Riff and that MGP.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just make sure I got these for you and we'll move on. All right. So Durrell, I've got unfinished bourbon, 8 years, 110 proof, $75. Indiana MGP, Remus repeal.
Correct.
Okay. All right, Jeff, I got you for unfinished bourbon, 8 years, 100 proof, $70. Indiana. And then you guess it was the new riff, old new riff?
Yep.
Okay. And then Kelsey, I got you for finished rye, port, 8 years, 117 proof, $70. Indiana and Maryland. Arctic Spirit, Evernorth.
And I'm completely wrong because I just tasted it. It's not anything close to that.
Well, Kelsey, not to suck the wind out of your sails here, but remember when I gave these to you, relative
You
to
didn't
when
even
that
have
bottle
this
was
one even
released.
yet.
I was thinking that when he said it, Tom, and I was going to correct him, and then I was like, nah.
I can still get some right.
There's still some points to be had there, for sure. But we'll move on to the next one, guys. If you want to get some water or go back to your controls, or
Look how dark this thing is.
yeah, that is a dark
I
color,
know, right?
So I'm interested to see where you guys go with this one. All right, so Jeff, we got a question for you here. Can you tell us what the old new riff is?
So the old New Riff was a spring release from New Riff, and it was a combination of their typical corn and their Balboa rye. So a unique mash bill on it. And I don't know, I got vibes there like honey, a little crafty, which made me think MGP, but also brought me back to New Riff. So I was trying to think of something that was along the craftier lines of New Riff.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So yeah, number 2. This is dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark. It
Does it
threw my
smell like
palate.
what you thought it was going to smell like?
Oh, I didn't get into it. Oh my gosh, no.
Ooh.
Although I do get some coffee beans on there for you, Durrell.
I said
JG,
Durrell.
that's exactly how they will win. If they do the opposite of everything that I say, that's for sure.
Sure.
This one's really different.
Yeah. Sean, me too. I am a huge fan of New Riff, particularly their Rise, Silver Grove
Yeah, me
bourbon.
too.
But the Rise in particular for me, I think are just killer.
I fell off the bandwagon a little bit. Some of their special releases. I'm right local to New Riff too, for context. I'm over in Cincinnati. Some
So
of their
you
special
get 'em all.
releases, I get them all.
Yeah.
Some of them have been a little too weird. And then this year, I mean, the Silver Grove, the old New Riff, the 8-year rye, the 8-year bourbon.
Put your hand. You gotta come around.
It's like every bottle I gotten from them this year has just been fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
come out of the chair if you want to say hi.
I didn't love the 8-year rye. I did like the 8-year bourbon. I thought the Silver Groves were just insanely good for what they are.
You gonna wave?
And the cask, the sherry cask finished rye, I think is fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Here's Richie.
Richie, what's going on, my man? Thanks for coming and joining us, buddy.
What's up, Richie? Man, this one's really different. It's got a really interesting, funky nose.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Okay, let's see. So
I know for a fact one of you guys had this or was talking about it within the last several months. So it's not something I just pulled out of the ether. It's something probably all 3 of you have had, and one of you have had it recently.
This tastes very familiar too.
Or I could have just made all of that up, Durrell. And
No, it definitely tastes familiar. Like I either have this bottle or I have something very, very similar to it. I'll tell you that for sure.
yeah, there's definitely a familiarity to it.
Like I gotta guess. I just don't think this is the exact one that I have. This one, maybe.
All right. Well, Jeff, why don't we start with you on this one? Do you have a guess as to what type of whiskey this one is?
I'm going to stick in the bourbon world here.
All right.
I need another sip to figure that out. Like I'm up in the air.
All right. Kelsey, you got a guess, buddy?
I'm gonna go bourbon this time on this.
Gosh, what could this be?
Man, it's got a really palate, like where it lands on your palate is weird. Like I don't get a lot on the front of the palate. I get everything in the mid, and then it kind of just spreads out and goes back. It's
Kind of feels like between mid and back for me, like somewhere in between.
Yeah, I gotta.
Damn.
I gotta go bourbon.
All right. So I got all three of you guys down for bourbon. We'll circle back to you,
Now
Jeff.
that's the black dog.
Jeff, you want to guess if it's finished or unfinished?
I'm going to say finish. The type of finish is what I've been thinking about here. I want to go double oak, but there's a little grapiness I get on the finish, which is making me think a wine finish. Let me stick to double oak since that's the first instinct I had.
All right. Kelsey?
I'm gonna go finish, but I think it's a wine finish or a grape finish. You know, something that's it could almost be a cognac grape, even like it's drying a little bit. It's tanniny like a cognac would be. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
All right. I got you down for wine finish. And how about you, Durrell? You want to venture a guess?
Yeah, it probably is. Man, that's driving me nuts.
Thanks for putting that up there, Richie.
Hey, Richie Z.
Oh boy.
Got some great people in chat, man. Paul P. Got Travis.
Tim.
All the heroes. I love it.
Yeah, Tim Cornet.
Yeah, once again, thanks again for hanging out, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you for putting this together.
Man, this one's challenging. Thinking about age.
Yeah. And it's hard to differentiate that even on the palate, right?
I can never guess the age. You know, I tend to think if it's really toned down that it's either low proof or high age, but I struggle with trying to guess an age.
And
Jeff,
one thing that's changed, you know, the TTB is now, as of like a year and a half, the finishing time counts as the age. So depending on when you got the bottle, the age actually might be without the finishing time or with the finishing time, because of course they like to add that time to the age statement on the bottle.
All right, Durrell, did you guess if this was finished or not?
Man. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute, Durrell.
I'm sorry. I said red wine finish. I apologize.
Okay. I just was thinking you were crazy deep in thought there.
Now, is red wine too generic of a answer?
Oh, here we go, Jeff.
You know what?
I see you hedging your bet.
As the judge and jury here, I'll say that if you guys guessed wine, that's specific enough.
Okay.
For this competition. How about
this one? Which means double oak is right, and I'm taking down all the points.
Yeah.
He doesn't care how specific.
Love the confidence.
Is double oak was the correct answer?
It'd be completely irrelevant. All right. All right. So Jeff, we'll come back to you. Do you want to guess the age?
Put me down for 5 years.
All right. Kelsey, you got a guess?
6.
That's what I was hedging between. Kelsey was 5 and 6.
Yeah. It's really hard because sometimes I get more youthful notes than others on other sips. And other times I get more of the finish.
It's the
It would
nose
seem
for
to
me,
be
too.
very difficult to guess age if it's also finished. You don't know what that finish is covering up.
Well, a lot of times you can get that on the nose. But the finish, even on the nose, doesn't give you any hints because there's not a lot of alcohol vapors or anything on the nose either.
Yeah, it's not real harsh, is it?
Mm-mm. No, it's really nice and really pleasant.
I like it a lot.
Durrell, you got an age for us?
8 years.
8 years. All right, and we'll stick with you.
Okay.
Do you want to give us a proof?
Let's go with, I had 112 on here, but I just took another sip. I'm going to go a little low. I'm going to go like 108.
You copycat.
Hey,
That's what I was going to say.
I think you're copying
All right.
me since I said it first.
Remember, you want to guess at least one point either way.
Yeah, I'll be 108 on mine. That's what I wrote down.
All right. Well, Kelsey, remember, only one of you is going to get the point on proof.
Well, you shouldn't have let him go on first. So I'll say 106 then. I'll say 106.
We'll keep the trend going here. I'm at 104, though. For myself, it's never a good sign when I'm constantly the low one.
All right, Kelsey, where did you land on, buddy?
104 for Jeff.
He said 106. I said 104.
Okay, I got you, Jeff. I didn't hear Kelsey. So I got Kelsey at 106, Durrell 108, Jeff 104. All right, excellent. All right. And Jeff, you want to give us a price guess on this?
I'm going to go 75.
I'm a little higher. I don't know. I went $100.
All right.
And I'm going to go right between them at 80.
All right. And Kelsey, will stick with you.
Okay.
Do you want to guess a location where this might be from?
It's really hard. I'm just going to go and hedge my bet here and say Kentucky because I really don't know.
That seems to be a pretty safe harbor if you have no idea, right?
Yep.
That's what I would do. All right. Jeff, you have a guess as to where?
Gosh, I'm going to go Kentucky as well. Though I struggle to think of what distillery that's going to be still.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat with them, Tom. MGP vibes don't go off. So when that's the case, I usually say Kentucky. But I'm just trying to think of what Kentucky distillery would have something like that's, I think, to this extent in terms of finishing. And that's what's making me kind of like guess around. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know if I got a bottle guess.
Did you guess a location? I heard you say
Kentucky,
but then you were coming back around. Okay.
Oh no, Kentucky for sure.
All right. Well, Durrell, we'll stick with you. Do you want to guess distillery and maybe a bottle guess?
Oh God. Let me take one more sip.
Cheers to Mark and Stu. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, guys.
Yeah, I don't. God, let's go. What distillery could that be? Let's go Jim Beam.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Bottle guess. What is the name of that damn bottle? What's that bottle you got, Jeffrey, that we bought out there? That freaking.
Oh, the Legend?
The Legion? Is it the Yamazaki or whatever? Sherry finish
Woo.
or something?
You were swinging for the fences there.
I don't know. I don't remember the bottle. That's
The
the bottle.
Legion. Yeah.
Legion.
All right. I got you down. Kelsey, you want to give a guess? Distillery and bottle shot?
I'll give it a distillery. I don't have a bottle. 1792. We'll go with Barton. Probably a Source Barton finished in some sort of wine finish. So I don't really know. A bottle, guys.
All right.
Jeff?
I'm going to go the opposite route I went last time. So I hedged between state and distillery. I'll do that again. This time I am going to call this one MGP, and I'm going to go with a Rebecca Creek Spanish Oak.
Interesting. You went the opposite swing for the fences.
Swinging for the backstop.
You're batting left-handed.
I call it more of a bunt that I hope to turn into a home run.
Just hoping to get on base.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Let me just make sure I got these locked in right. Jeff, I got you for bourbon, finished, double oaked, 5 years, 104 proof, $75. Kentucky, MGP, Rebecca Creek, Spanish Oak.
That's it.
All right. Durrell, bourbon, finished, red wine, 8 years, 108 proof, $100. Kentucky, Jim Beam, Legent.
Yes.
And then Kelsey, bourbon, finished, wine, 6 years, 106 proof, $80. Kentucky, 1792, and the emoticon of the guy shrugging for the bottle.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. All right, excellent. We'll move on to the third one here. Well, before I get on to the third one, what do you guys think as far as between the first two? Do you have a one that you like better than the other one?
Ooh, man.
For me, I like the first one better. It's just it's a better experience for me, all around. I like to, but it's drying.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of tannins on the end of the finish that really dry out my palate. So I'm going to go with A over B on that one.
A tastes totally different now, coming off of B too.
Yeah.
I think I would be at A in terms of palate so far too. Oh shit.
Man, A's even got some.
I think I'm with you guys. I think A is kind of more of that, right down the middle flavor profile. Yeah. Whereas 2 is a little bit more out there. It's not like it's not an everyday or an every occasion pour. It's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think the wine finish is correct though. I don't think it is double oaked. I think it is wine finished.
When I first nosed it, I immediately thought the new riff sherry malted rye. But when I tasted, I'm like, oh, I think this is bourbon, not rye.
I don't remember that cherry finish being that heavy.
I think it's like a sherry or a port. I can't see it not being one of those two.
I could see port.
I just got mixed up on
the funkiness there.
Yeah, how different on the nose it was.
Yeah, the funkiness gives me more port vibes than the sherry, but it brought me down that alley of that malted sherry. But it's not that bottle.
Yeah, some of you guys are getting warm with this one, but I'm not going to tell you which.
Ooh, C smells nice.
Yeah, C is really nice.
I can tell you that it's not finished in lime green Kool-Aid. Was lime green Kool-Aid the Ecto cooler, or was that high C?
I feel like high C was Ghostbusters.
Yes. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. All right.
One thing I remember, shooting memories in my head, but Hardee's had the toys for Ghostbusters 2 back then, and I had like this buzzer that was like Ghostbuster 2 soundboard essentially, and I played with that thing until that thing fell apart.
Loved it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love that movie too, man. Higher and higher, higher.
Yeah, I agree, Katie. Totally agree. I need some emojis of him and doing his heart.
He's always negging me, man. So sometimes when we do these blind battles and we're texting Ethan, he always sends us some emoji according to what our answer is, and I always just get like frowny faces and who knows what off my answer.
Thumbs up, clap.
Tries to bring me down a peg.
I'll say this: when Ethan's going through these, even if he's way off, he is confident. He's got it picked out, and he's telling you exactly what it is, even if it's completely
wrong.
even if it's completely off the rocker. He's confident about it.
Perfectly fine being wrong. I mean, he's married to Katie. He's wrong all the time, so he's perfectly fine being wrong.
You're gonna be wrong. Be wrong with confidence.
Yeah.
I gotta say, 3 smells a lot different than I remember it.
Well, I think coming off of 2 really changes
it. Probably, you're right.
Trying to catch my bearings.
It kind of goes more back towards that traditional line for me, as far as the profile.
My initial thoughts are right along what you were just saying. I think I got to go that route.
So you guys got some big goings on the rest of the year for the channel, big streams or big end of the year video lists, or anything else you want to mention while we're?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a big, I would say three-ish weeks ahead of us here. So next Wednesday on the live stream will be the finale for our Advent challenge. So one of the things we did was we had some volunteers amongst our Patreon to get into this Advent challenge. We have 17 competitors, and then we pull in a live guest each week. This week will be Trev, the Bourbon Wrench.
Cool.
And the patrons are competing for bottles. We're going to get prizes to first and second place. And we just have fun exploring those all week. So that'll be a fun stream with Trev. Always good to hang out with Trev. And then I think in the next weekish or two, we'll have the link for our hard truth pick.
Nice.
So that'll be our last pick
drop by the end of the year.
I think so. I got some details from Hard Truth just today that I think will allow us to put that one through Sealbach.
Awesome.
And then the last thing to mention, but we love reviewing whiskeys all year, but we all have different palates between Durrell, Kelsey, and I. So what we do at the beginning of January will be an NFL style draft. And what we're trying to do is get 20 bottles in there. Each of us nominate, 7 each, and then 20 of them make it. And then we blind flight them against each other to see what becomes our collective favorite of the year.
Did you guys watch Gentlemen in Whiskey?
Sometimes.
Okay. It's a good channel if you're not familiar. I just got acquainted with them.
Sorry about that.
Probably the last 6 months, but we're working on a collaboration right now. It's his fantasy whiskey draft, and it's similar to what you're talking about. The concept is there's 6 of us. We each picked 5 whiskeys from different categories, and then we send them all in, and his wife randomizes them all, sends out 15 of them to each of us. We blind score them using like a 10-point system, and so then we've got like a cumulative score of what rated what, and then based on the totals, one of us will be the winner. I think last year I wasn't in it, but last year's winner was Chris from Bourbon of the Week. If you watch his videos, because he's got the trophy flexed and all.
That's what he's been doing with the trophy. Yeah. Oh, now you're bringing it all
That's
together.
What that is.
Yep.
But yeah, we just shot our first few shorts last night, so we're going to have a few of those out as well. But it's another fun way to bring a group together. Have some great whiskeys. I mean, there's some really great pours in this draft that we put together. Last night there was an Old Fitz BVS and 13th Colony Double Oaked. And that was just, 2 of the first 3. So it's fun. So that idea, I think you guys are gonna have a blast with it.
Was it this year's Double Oaked or last year's?
It was last year's. I did not get to try the 24.
I liked last year's a little bit better than this year's, to be honest with you. So that's why I asked.
When I posted the video last year of the 23 Double Oaked, somebody that saw it was kind enough to send me a sample of the 22. And that was really good, but it felt a bit dialed back, whereas 23 was really bold. So I was curious to see if it kind of went, even further this year, because that's just a
It went
monster.
more brown sugar than last year's. Like was all like fruit forward. It almost tastes like a cross between a double oaked whiskey and George T. Last year for me, like George T had kind of has that cherry type of vibe. It had that, but it had more brown sugars this year than fruit on the front of it. But it was still as bold. And it was a little bit more tannin forward this year than last year.
Yeah, last year for me was like a chocolate covered sundae. It was like the ultimate fat guy whiskey for me.
It's just the colony you're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, 13th Colony Double Oak.
Yeah, the
last
double oak from last year.
Tom, is your bourbons with Glen available to the whiskey community? You know what, Richie? I don't have a site where I'm selling them yet. I do have a bit of them thanks to Top Dog. He put together some for me, so I've been using them for giveaways and things like that. That's something I'll look at doing in 2025, and it's actually something that we were talking just a bit about backstage before we came on. So stay tuned, Richie. All right. Well, I know Kelsey said he had some type of a time constraint. So why don't we get after number 3 here, guys? You all had a chance to sip through it?
Yep.
Had a chance to sip through it, and this one I am all in to try for a headshot.
All right. Well, let's. Well, Mr. Confident, why don't we start with you? You want to tell me if what type of whiskey you think this one is?
Ooh, I would have preferred to go last.
Yeah. You're going first.
But I am going to go rye.
Okay.
Interesting.
Right. What?
That's what I thought too.
We'll move on down to you, buddy. What do you think?
I'm at bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
All right. So Durrell and Kelsey are at bourbon.
All right. This could be the differentiator. Bring it. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh
So Jeff, you want to say if it's finished or not?
Not finished.
Okay. Durrell.
Not finished.
Kelsey.
Not finished.
All right.
I need a price, right?
And then Jeff, we'll circle back to you. Do you want to guess the age?
10-year.
Wrong again.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know. Durrell, you got a guess for age?
I went 9 years.
Kelsey, how about you?
8 years.
And without giving away too much here, I'm going to tell you that this is drinking better than what I remember. This was
It's
not
a really nice pour.
This is something that I didn't love when I got it, and it's kind of sat for a bit. I'll go back to it every 6 months or so, and I swear this is probably the best that it's tasted. And I think it might be on the heels of the last one, since that one was so like rich and dense and way off in one direction. I think that kind of reels this one in a little bit. All right. Jeff, you got a guess on, let's see. You want to go for your proof?
100 proof.
100 on the nose.
That's exactly what I got.
All right. Remember, this is the one where only one of you is going to get it.
What if we're all right? Or two of us are right?
If you eat your third.
All right. Well, yeah.
You're all competing.
I got 100 written down, so I got 100 written down. I'm going to go with it.
All right.
He's like, category rules. You all lose the points.
Like, I could go 101.
So, Kelsey, those guys guessed the same thing for proof. There's a little bit of strategy involved. You want to guess something?
Yeah, I'll guess 106.
I thought he was going to do 101 there, Durrell.
Yeah, you should have did 101.
No.
I'll be honest, that's where I thought he was going to.
Like, I could have did that. Like,
100.1 proof.
All right, Jeff, how about price on this one?
$69.99.
Jeff's going.
He just likes saying 69.
10 years.
No one for you.
over there.
All right. How about you, Durrell?
I got $70 on mine.
That's why I went real specific.
Okay. Kelsey, how about you?
79.
All right. Okay. And Jeff, do you want to guess a location?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I already know what he's guessing.
All right.
I got Indiana.
Okay.
Woo, really?
And how about you, Kelsey?
Ditto, Indiana.
Okay. All right, Kelsey, we'll stick with you. Do you want to do a distillery and a bottle guess?
I'm just going to go MGP. I don't have I'm just going to single barrel MGP, so I don't really have this particular bottle.
All right, so single barrel MGP. All right, and so Jeff, I know you had a bottle shot or a headshot all lined up. Do you want to fire away here?
No,
I have my doubts based on Kelsey's reaction to things, but I am going to go Knob Creek and Knob Creek 10-year rye.
This is definitely not Knob Creek 10-year rye because I like it way more than that.
That's the same thing I was doing. I didn't really like that pick.
I did not like
I like
rye.
this a lot. That's what's making me not think that. And I don't get rye, but
The only other one, once we finished all the answers, I'll tell you what else I was thinking about.
Durrell, you want to go for the kill here?
I went Indiana.
No, I know that. You want to guess distillery and
MGP distillery and bottle. We'll stick with Remus Repeal. I don't know, Remus 7.
That's all the answers, right?
Yeah, we're all set with number 3.
So, Durrell, smell this and taste this again and tell me if this doesn't have a McKenna vibe to it.
McKenna?
Well, that's where I'm going with the nuttiness a little bit. So now you're along my lines, Kelsey. There's a nuttiness there.
Yeah, but it's really sweet. So that's why I didn't know if I was going to go Kentucky or Indiana. But when I first tasted it, it was very much MGP vibes for me.
All right, I'll tell you what, we're going to have a lot of fun when we reveal these.
I can see where you're going with that for sure.
Yeah.
It's just the cherry that I get, and I've gotten it on some McKennas, but the cherry makes me just lean more towards MGP than anything.
Yeah.
But
All right. Yeah, Marty, let me confirm the answers here. So for number 3, here's what I got. I got Jeff down for rye, unfinished, 10 years, 100 proof, $69.99, Kentucky, Knob Creek, 10-year rye. Sound right, Jeff?
As long as those are the right answers, if those are the wrong answers, no.
I don't know where you're getting rye off of this. I don't get rye at this at all.
I was getting like a hint of mininess at some point there, Kelsey, and maybe I was conflating that with the brightness of the vanilla and the Heaven Hill if we do go down that route. But I don't know. There was a moment where I hit something and I was like, I'm all in.
All right. I like that. Durrell, I got you for bourbon, unfinished, 9 years, 100 proof, $70, Indiana, MGP, possibly a Remus.
yes,
Kelsey, bourbon, unfinished, 8-year, 106 proof, $79, Indiana MGP single barrel of some sort.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, Marty, you got that, buddy? Just give me a yay or nay.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, we are on to the last one here, guys, hitting the home stretch. I'll tell you, yeah, this is going to be a fun reveal. I'll tell you what.
Uh-oh. Man, this is fun. I haven't had a double blind in a while. This is great.
Yeah, I'm glad that these samples made it back. I know things kind of got hectic when we were all together at the Blitz event, and I want to say I gave these to you guys one of the nights, and then like the next morning, someone handed me a set of samples. I'm like, this is Durrell's because I put a D on. So I'm glad it found its way back to you, buddy.
Woo! Interesting.
All right. We getting into D?
Yep.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers,
Durrell,
fellas.
Finale.
Durrell, is your finish vibe going off?
Ooh,
Nope.
Is your radar going off? Durrell has a
Nope.
very sensitive finished radar.
It's usually pretty good.
You guys have a favorite amongst the first three?
Probably C for me.
I'm still going to go back to A. C was a little bit.
Ooh.
The finish on it didn't really wow me. It was a little. It went a different direction than I thought it was going to go on the finish. Started out kind of sweet and just a hint of a nut flavor on it, and then it went a different direction after that.
I'm going to go A as well to start things off.
That's just for my profile. None of these have been off-putting in any way. It's just for my profile.
Yeah, I think I would say the first one for me is probably my favorite of the three, followed surprisingly by 3. And I would not have guessed that it would be that close, when I put these together.
D is going to be my favorite of the flight, though.
Delta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lovely marshmallow note on the nose. I'm like, oh, it smells good.
Cheers,
like vanilla,
Steven. I appreciate that,
vanilla
buddy.
and like marshmallow.
Man, there's a lot going on there.
I'm like pouring more before I even finished it because the nose was like.
It's very familiar again.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
It's so vanilla, like so much frosting,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
sweetness up front.
So we're coming up on 8:30. Why don't we say that we cut off the entries for the giveaways at 8:40?
My flight is going to be a flight of 4-gate. Just FYI, if you wanted to know what it was going to be. So it's going to be a flight of 4-gate.
Yeah. So if that tickles your fancy, get in. That 4-gate. I mean, those are big hitter bottles. And thanks, Kelsey, for putting that up.
Sure, absolutely. My pleasure.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, I'll put a fourth thing in there. I've been having fun making people advent calendars. I'll give somebody an advent calendar tonight, too. So that would contain 12 samples.
Oh,
12
wow.
nights of Christmas.
Very generous. And guys, I appreciate that. You know, a lot of us watch your streams, your channel, and I participate in your Patreon. And I can say this confidently: you guys are some of the most generous dudes out there. And cheers to you guys.
It's having a community like this that makes it easy, man. Everybody's pretty much the same. Whiskey gets it all comes full circle. I give away something and somebody else gives away something. It's always just somebody giving back. So it just makes it that much easier for us to kind of do it on our end.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to get blind samples and stuff, but it's just as fun for me to get a flight to somebody that hasn't had a chance to try some of the things that I have, just because I'm where I am, not because I get super crazy stuff.
Oh, I just froze for 50 seconds. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Richie, yeah, check out the crawl at the bottom of the stream there. That'll tell you how to get in. We are still not monetized to accept super chats. We're getting close. I think that's something that'll happen the first quarter of 25.
What component of that is the watch hours?
Yeah, we're up on subs. We've hit that for a while, but it's watch hours. We try to do a video a week, Jeff, but it's been hard. This has been one of my busiest years ever at work, and I've got ideas that I want to do things, and we've had a few times where we wanted to shoot and I couldn't, or I was too tired, or my son had something going on. He's the college kid. He does all of the shooting and editing. So it's been, I would say, the last 6 or 8 months, it's been a struggle to continuously get out a video every week. So hopefully we can get on a regular format into 25. I will say this: we've started doing the streams every Thursday, and this has been really fun, and this has helped give us a little bit of a boost too. And I don't know about you guys, but I seem to have a lot more fun doing this type of thing than shooting, a short or a video.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and for me, like it's kind of art on being on Wednesday is perfect because I have a Monday night local group that I hang out with, and then
Yeah,
I
I
have
noticed
a
that.
day at work, and then I come home Wednesday and I have another great night to hang out with friends, and then I have another day at work, and then it's the weekend. So it splits up my week, and I love doing that. So
Yeah, and there's something about being consistent. Like I can bank on the fact that you guys are generally on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, and it's usually a quick hit. Something interesting, cool giveaway. You got a cool guest or a guest to talk to. You do a fun stream, and you get in and you get out. It's a quick hit, and then you always dump it on over to Jason's. And but the fact that it's consistent, I feel like I'm going to tune in every Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Nice. That's what we hope for.
yeah, that's encouraging for us, especially because sometimes it's really hard. I know people that are watching are like, you guys don't really do anything. You just kind of sit around and talk. I'm telling you, sometimes it's hard to come on and like, I don't know, just look for that moment.
You got a good vibe because there's three of you, and you all have your, different things that you bring to the table, and it works really well together, and it just makes for really interesting content. So, keep it up, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, let's talk about number 4. I think we kicked it off with Jeff last time. Why don't we kick this one off with Durrell? Do you want to give us a guess as to what type of whiskey this one is, buddy?
God, I'm gonna say bourbon, but this one is kind of weird. Like it's bringing me down the avenue of a few different things. But I went bourbon.
All right, Kelsey, how about you?
Definitely bourbon for me.
All right, Jeff.
I'm going to go bourbon as well, though I do have my doubts on that, but I'll talk about that later after you reveal and prove me right.
All right, so bourbon with explanation.
All
right.
A star later.
I'm not going to diminish that because I'll look forward to what you got to say on that. Jeff, sticking with you, finished, unfinished.
I'm going to go finished and sherry.
All right. How about you, Durrell?
I got not finished.
That's not good for me.
Hey, just because Durrell says it doesn't mean that that's gospel.
I don't know.
They rely on me for finishing.
On that particular question, I'm like, oh, crap.
All right. How about you, Kelsey? Finished, unfinished?
I'm going to go finished on this as well, Jeff. I'm right there with you.
All right.
There you go.
There is my palate's getting tired, but it's still right there on the back of the palate. I still get that little bit of tannin note and a little bit of drying, and it still reminds me, even on the nose, of it being finished with the type of nose profile that it has. So,
all right. Well, here's somebody that I don't recognize.
cheers,
Whiskey Joker.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks for checking out the stream, buddy. Welcome to the channel. And let's see, Mark.
What
Allen,
type of
the bourbon
finish,
jerk?
though?
You're in Michigan. Guilty. Yes, sir. I am. I am in Metro Detroit. Thanks for checking out the stream and hanging out. All right, so
Hey,
let's
Mark.
go to. Okay, so Kelsey, you said this
What
was
type of
finished.
finish?
But did you want to guess a finish on it?
I'm actually going to go more. I like the sherry, but I think I'm actually going to go wine finish on this.
Wasn't cherry wine?
Well, I'm saying like a specific wine. I can't think of. I don't like sherry. I don't.
So you want to just back it up and be a little bit more general.
Yeah.
Are you going white wine?
No.
Let's get finished, huh?
It would definitely be more of a red wine finish for me.
All right. I need the exact proportions of this blend that I was finishing.
Mark, I happened to be on that side of the state yesterday, buddy.
This is coming from the guy that puts in bourbon at Blue Rye as a freaking American whiskey.
It is American whiskey. If it's Boo Rye,
Just put Blue Rye. Why do you have to put American whiskey?
I put it in parentheses right next to American
You don't
whiskey.
need to put it in parentheses. You just need to put Blue Rye.
All right, Kelsey, why don't you give me an age?
I think this is probably the oldest one out of all of them for me.
Okay.
I'm going to go 12-year.
Ooh.
All right, Jeff.
Sticking with what I wrote down, but I'm gonna go 7-year.
Oh, I didn't even write mine down, but mine was 9.
I think it's the finish on this that makes me wonder if it's older than it really is.
All right. All right, so we've got your ages. Kelsey, why don't you give us a proof?
118.
Whoa. Shit. I'm not even
He
close.
says very confidently.
I'm not even close.
It could be my palate being tired, but man, this one lit me up on the back of my palate.
110, and I think I've been the lowest all night, which is not a good sign for me. 110.
We shall see, my friend. We shall see.
Oh,
Durrell?
crap. I just had like a aha moment, which makes me want to change my proof guess. I'm gonna go
You know what?
109.
If you want to change your
Actually,
guess,
no. Sorry, I'm gonna go 112.
All right, somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had more to pour. I think I'm.
I know. I've got a sip of every one left.
Yeah.
You guys have drank a lot more than I have. I mean,
did I? Were these like these were 2-ounce samples? I think, right?
no, they were 1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
I've still
One
got
ounce is
all of
normally
mine
fine.
left.
Just trying to remember. I know
Durrell, and I were literally just talking about this, that we watch Jason streams and he gets so much information off of like little sips. And I feel like I have to drink 3 times more than him to get the same amount of information. Kelsey's kind of the same way. He just gets 2 sips in, a few drops, and he just commits to the information. Whereas I don't know, I need like a good swig to get it down, which is terrible because it ends up with me drinking the whole flight by the time we're done with this. But
You know what's interesting? You guys have been on picks with Jason. I know that. When I went on that pick with him and Scott, it's really interesting to watch those guys work based on, how I kind of work through things. Like they can just really dial it in right away, and it's really impressive to watch. I think I was kind of just in awe of how this whole process worked, and these guys are just dialed right in. It was impressive.
When you've tasted as many whiskey barrels as those guys have, though, I mean, you got to think they were doing 60+ barrel picks a year. I mean, that's where we talked to Jonathan Mazzano over at K Luke, and he's done like, God, I don't know how many. Did he say like 300 or 400 barrels?
Mm-hmm.
And he can. That's why I think it's so easy for him to blend. Is because he knows exactly what he wants to taste and how proportionate to do that. It's really crazy. Like blending is an art. It's easier to pick a good barrel than it is to blend a good whiskey, in my opinion.
It's one of those things that I can't quite figure out if it's super duper complicated or if it's really not that complicated at all. And what I'll go back to is last year on the Blend-A-Geddon, he had, I think it was Ryan Cecil on as one of the judges. And he was explaining his process. He's like, when I'm getting barrels, they're either taste really sweet, taste really old, or they taste really something else. I forget. So I'm looking for one of these 3. And then, he knows he's got a stock of those and he knows how to blend them together. And, I'm like, wow, that's genius. You just keep it real simple. And, if that's your process and it works and it's that simple, that's friggin' awesome. It's like the old keep it simple, stupid.
Mazzano tastes his stuff constantly. I think that's the other thing that makes him different than a lot of blenders is that he and his wife continue to taste things time and time and time and time and time again for their blends. And then by the time they get it narrowed down to the final blend, because if you taste back to 2 or 3, and then go all the way up through 10, they get progressively more impressive as they go up every time. It's like they learn something different every batch.
I got I think I got 7 and 10, and 10 is like it's light years better than 7 in my opinion.
Yeah,
10
and it's amazing.
It's so good.
For what bottle? Sorry.
10 solid.
The
All right,
Caleb.
we got you guys locked in with
Caleb.
proofs. Why don't we circle back to Jeff? Do you want to guess a price on this one?
Oh shoot, I didn't write down price. You know what? If I stick to my pick, I'm gonna go 89.
All right.
Yeah.
Durrell?
65.
Ooh, interesting.
All right, Kelsey.
I'm gonna go 99.
Okay. And Kelsey will stick with you.
Okay.
You want to give a location where you think this could be from?
Indiana.
Okay, Jeff?
Indiana.
Durrell?
Indiana.
So all
It's
of you
funny.
guys
I wrote Indiana, then scratched it out for Kentucky, then scratched that back out for Indiana.
All right, so Durrell, let's stick with you. Why don't you guess a distillery, and if you got a guess on the bottle, fire it up.
I went MGP and I went with like a Bull Run single barrel light whiskey. I get so much of that marshmallow, which I usually get on like some.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Now, is that a note that you get on a particular type of whiskey, Durrell?
I get that on light whiskey.
Okay. I think maybe Dusty Dan said something similar that he calls it like yellow cake or something.
I can see that vanilla frosting and cake. Yeah.
All right. How about Kelsey? You want to guess a distillery?
MVP Bull Run finished Pinot. I'm gonna go Pinot.
How about you, Jeff?
I'm gonna go MGP as well, but I'm a bit different. I went Dark Arts.
I can see that.
Now,
right,
did we do an age? Did we do an age guess, Tom?
Yeah, I have you down for 9, Kelsey for 12, and Durrell for 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said 9.
And let me go through these because I think I might have messed something up. So, Jeff, I've got you bourbon with explanation later. You did say finished?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And then I wrote down S. What the fuck is S? Some type of finish. Yes?
Sherry.
Sherry. Okay. All right. Way to go, Tom. Pay attention. 9 years. $89. Indiana, MGP, Dark Arts.
So Marty is right in the comments. I said 7 years.
Ah. That's why we have Marty. All right. So with that adjustment, we think we got you locked in, right?
Got me locked in.
All right. Durrell, I've got you with bourbon, unfinished, 9 years.
Yep.
112 proof, $65. Indiana, MGP, Bull Run single barrel.
Correct.
All right. Kelsey, bourbon, finished, wine, 12 years, 118,
Yep.
$99.
Yep.
Indiana,
Yep.
MGP, Bull Run, and then you were specific enough to say it was the Pinot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Marty, did you get all that?
I'll be right back.
All right. It'd be a good time to take a break. Marty, why don't you just confirm that you got all that, and then I'm going to have you tally up the points. I've got 8:45. Why don't we cut off any entries? And Tyler, I'm going to have you set up the wheel. Okay. and we'll start running those in a few minutes.
Let's see how bad I did.
When Kelsey comes back, what we'll do is we'll do the reveals on these. My guess is it'll probably take Marty a minute to tally out the scores, and then if they guess the same thing, does anyone get points? Marty, the only exception is on the proof, and it's only whoever got the closest. Okay. So if you have a question on it, text me. I got my.
So if we have the same proof and both of us are close, do we each get a point?
If it happens that both of you guess the same proof, like on number 3, you and Durrell both guessed 100. If it's 99 and you're both within 1, you're each going to split the point.
Okay.
That was the only one that I set up like that. Was only the proof point was going to be a little bit goofy. Same for price and year. No, Marty. Look at the bottom of the score key. So the only one that was like that was proof, where it was closest to the number. Yeah, cheers to that, Mark.
Hey, Thursday is Friday Junior in my book.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually my gauntlets. So by the time I get through Thursdays, Fridays are usually a little lighter at work. All right, so Kelsey, you good to go? All right.
Good to go.
All right, so Marty's tallying up the scores, and Tyler is going to put together the wheels for the giveaways. Why don't we do the reveals, guys? All right, so number 1, I'm just kind of look at some of the guesses here. So Kelsey right away went with the Arctic Spirit, which was released in November.
Tom got an early bottle, man.
I don't have those type of connections. Jeff went with the old new riff, and Durrell went with the Remus repeal. Now, I said that this was something that was familiar to you guys, and I know that it is, and you probably had this recently. This is a Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit.
Wild.
That's a different profile for turkey.
What?
Hey.
You know what? It's a Warehouse E. I want to say I got this in 22, so it's it's been sitting around for a bit.
I see it now after you say it, but I don't remember tasting an E before. So
yeah, it's one of those that when I was first getting into the Wild Turkey range, it really didn't impress me because it's 101 proof, just like the 101, and it really didn't taste all that different to me. If anything, it seemed a little bit more muted. It's a good pour, but at what's 101, like $28, and this is like $65 here. So
yeah,
I kind of had a problem with the price point versus whatever else is in their core range. It's good whiskey, but for what they're charging for this particular offering anyway, I didn't think it was real good value. But
that's good. It just doesn't taste like turkey. My control pour was Russell's 10. Well,
I thought you said it was Kentucky Spirit.
But that's a Camp Nelson, and the profile is completely different than A. Like I wouldn't have thought Kentucky whatsoever.
But just kind of looking through the guesses, 2 of you guys guessed bourbon, unfinished, 8 years. Now technically this one is non-age stated, but it is rumored to be 8 years.
Yeah.
110, 117. Jeff hit 100 proof on that one.
Way
Price
to go,
point,
Jeff.
you guys were all real close. I mean, I've got Durrell at 75, Kelsey and Jeff at 70. So
I think it's about 70 over here for me.
Yeah. I mean, here in Michigan, but what I was going off, I figured $65.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys all guessed Indiana on this one.
Yeah.
Nice. Went back and forth.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I thought one of you guys was going to nail this with a headshot, but you did hit a lot of the particulars. So overall, pretty good job on that one.
Except for Kelsey. Kelsey Blue.
Kelsey, you're a turkey guy. Like that doesn't taste
I'll
like
tell you what. Hey,
Doesn't
Kelsey
taste like turkey.
came out
Like,
firing. I mean, he was wrong, but he came out firing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Number 2. Now,
What wine finish is this?
number 2.
Yeah.
All right, I'll show you what it is. And
Is it a sherry?
it is
Starlight.
Oh, okay. It's a Starlight.
Starlight,
It's definitely finished. Look at that color.
and it's the
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
the ADHD, the Pinot de Charon.
Yeah.
Oh, Pinot. So wait, is that white
I think
wine?
that's a red wine.
Is it red wine?
It's the Pinot de Charon red wine. Yeah. As I can
Red
pull out the bottle
penny-
because it's
red
staring
penny
at
night?
me.
There you go.
Matt's sexy body is staring at me while I'm not guessing the right bottle here.
So it's Indiana.
Yeah.
So this goes back to last year's Advent challenge too.
Is it a bourbon though? It is bourbon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a finished bourbon. And I want to say, Jeff, it was you that had hit this one recently on a video or something. You were talking about this bottle.
Oh yeah.
So I was
That's
like, oh my God, he's
100.
going to nail this one. Because it
Dude,
really
I knew.
is. It's different,
did.
right? I mean,
How old
it's
is
really
that?
rich, but almost too much so, I think. It's not one that I've gone back to very frequently. It's good, but not, I don't love it.
I think it's over finished. I think it's setting the finish too long.
You know what, Kelsey? I'd probably agree with
I like
you
it.
here. I mean, I don't dislike it, but of all of the Starlights I have, this probably is one of my least favorite ones.
It's all finish. It's not. I don't get any of the bourbon notes of that.
Yeah, like I was thinking to myself, how would you guess the age on this one? You guys did
How
pretty
old is
good. Jeff 5, Durrell 8, Kelsey 6. Durrell
How
and
old is
Kelsey
it, Tom?
guessed the wine finish. Jeff, I think you said wine, but then you went back to double oak.
I went back and forth a little bit. There was a
But
great
I'll tell you what, Jeff, you hit the proof. You hit it at 104. I think it's like 104.1. Yeah.
Dang it! I said 106.
Yeah, you did. Durrell was at 108. Price $75 for Jeff, 80 Kelsey, 100 for Durrell. I think this was $65 through Matt's Patreon when it came out. We won't count shipping, but it was like a $64 bottle, I think.
No, we have to count shipping if Jeff was that close.
Let's see. What did you get? You guys guessed Kentucky on this one. I guess that's technically Indiana, right?
Yep.
Indiana.
Happy Indiana. I hedged both of these the wrong way, Kelsey.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You had MGP. Kelsey had Beam, and Durrell had Beam. Kelsey had 1792. Yeah, it's like one of those outlier bottles. It's got like a really different profile than probably anything else on your shelf, right?
Yeah.
With when you say it that way, Tom, I don't understand what Starlight's profile is because I'm only used to tasting it
The finish.
Finish.
finished or well outside the norm barrels, maybe like the Rockstar, which might be
Yeah, I was gonna say the
unfinished one
Rockstar.
I
I
have.
think is excellent, and that's just like what basically is that double oaked or something?
It's
I think that
not.
one's just
It's
regular.
just straight bourbon. It's not finished
Yeah.
at all.
I
but
love that. I got that bottle.
I don't
love it.
understand what their distillate base actually tastes like.
It's just off.
Yeah, this is just
profile.
straight
So
bourbon
far,
whiskey.
too.
I don't think it's finished. Yeah, that's the Rockstar, and this is really good.
Yeah.
Probably
One
my
of my
favorite
picks.
Starlight. And then this was from a few years ago. This was a weeded bourbon from the Bourbon Junkies. This was William LaRue Weller Jr., and this is not finished either. And this is really good.
I don't know if I've had a
so-
weeded bourbon from them.
Yeah, I think this
They
is
had
probably
that when
the
it
one
came
I
out
had.
at the same time as like they did a rye that was port finished, and they called it the Bourbon Junkies Midwinter or something. I remember when that
Jason
came
did
out.
one.
Oh yeah, the Indiana.
Yep, and Jason
Indiana Nights.
Jason did one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have that.
Yeah,
somewhere
so that
over there.
one's good also. Yeah, I think this is one of my less favorite Starlights. But just it's just kind of the profile is so far off.
Yeah.
All right.
They haven't evolved either. That's always got to me as well. They keep being 4 years. Like, what's it taste like at 6 years or 7 years? Like, I'm waiting for that step. If they'll take it.
That was a brand that I was really high on, like beginning of last year after getting all those picks and thinking, wow, these guys got all these crazy finishes. These are all great and they're reasonably priced. But then it was like, I think we probably had this conversation, when we were all hanging out. It's like there's so many of these on the market. Like, at what point is there just too many, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Let's see.
eight opens behind me that I don't return to often. So
Yeah,
now it's like
I
then
think
I
I've
need to
got
not keep buying
6
them.
or 7. And you know what? I was gonna grab that Dusty Dan pick when I grabbed your the one that you
The
just
Oh
Armagnac.
yeah, the
but
Armagnac
it was
guy.
actually sold out, or
Yeah.
they weren't selling it anymore.
That's a
So-
different story. We'll keep that one for later.
All right, so the third one is a bit of a shock because this is a bottle that I didn't really like, but drinking it tonight, on the heels of 1 and 2, I did like it. And this is
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. That makes sense.
This is
Yes.
their LE from 2022.
So that's definitely finished. What?
Yes,
Which one is
it's finished.
2022?
Durrell, this is the
Marsala.
finished in Marsala Superior.
Yep.
That sounds
No,
really
That's what was
good.
throwing me off, and that's why. Yeah.
Is this
okay,
the
that
one
makes
when I
sense.
was like, I should have went 101 instead of 100 proof, and it's 101?
I was hoping one of you guys would go 101. The two of you said 100, so you guys will split the point. I thought Kelsey was gonna take the bait and go 101.
This bottle's what, like $99 too, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
guys
keep
guessed
getting
$70,
more expensive.
$80, and this one was like 109.
Yeah,
it's
they
gone
keep getting
up.
more and more, which
Yeah.
stinks because
It's-
I didn't buy this year's because it was now like 120 or 130. It's like, okay, I'm out. Like
Yeah.
you beat me.
I want to say at 109, this was a reach, and I ultimately wasn't thrilled that I got it because I've had single barrel Yellowstones that I think are better.
I will say that of the finished ones, that's my favorite
Okay,
of the finished ones.
I'll say this is the best that it's tasted to me since I can remember. I thought you guys might pick it out because of the goofy finish, but I think based on number 2, the finish on this one was a lot more muted. It probably just melded a little bit better with the whiskey.
I agree.
So yeah, this one is a blend of shit. What is it? Sorry, I should have had my glasses, but it's a blend of like a higher and a younger. What is it? 7-year.
Yeah,
and
I think
15-year.
7 and then like 14, 15.
Yeah, 7 and
you know.
15. So technically, it's a 7-year
And
age
the
statement.
nuttiness comes from the Yellowstone distillate itself. That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
you guys got some. You definitely got some of the particulars. You will have racked up some points there. And let me check in with Marty. Marty, how are we doing on the scoring? Or let me know how close you are to get the abacus out and the calculator and counting on your fingers and toes.
He had to take his shoes off.
Yeah.
To count on his toes.
I'll be honest. I haven't tallied up the score, so I'm kind of leaning on Marty here. And then the last one. Now this one, okay, Marty, I'm right with you. All right, brother, I appreciate that. Last one was a bit of a curveball, I think. This is Found North.
That was my dang it. That's my asterisk. I thought it was a Found North.
So this is Found North 005, which, again, one of the ones I hadn't gone back to in a while.
Is that a 99% corn?
God.
No, I think it's like 73 or something. I was looking it up earlier.
I thought
But it is a blend.
88.
How old is that?
It's got a couple of different aged whiskeys. Like I think it's technically got an 8-year age statement because that's the youngest whiskey in it. But it's Canadian. It would be closer to a bourbon because it's actually a wheated whiskey. I can't call it a bourbon because it's obviously from Canada. But it was finished in new American oak barrels. So I guess if you want to say technically it's double oaked.
Wait. So it started off in a.
It's a blend of 2 different whiskeys. One was a wheated whiskey, and I think one was a higher corn whiskey, Durrell. I'd have to look back at the website.
Darn it.
But it was 2 whiskeys blended and then finished in new American oak barrels.
Okay.
Well,
That
So,
was
I mean,
my asterisk.
and Marty, if
you got all the
you're
bottles right above your head that are taunting me, and I'm like,
Huh? What was the proof on that, Tom?
Proof on this one is actually, it's like 158.1, so 116.2.
16. Wait, didn't you say 116, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Damn.
I had Durrell for 112, Kelsey for 118,
118. Yeah.
at 110. So Kelsey will get the
Another
point.
one.
Nice.
Age, you guys did pretty good. Durrell 9, Kelsey 12, Jeff at 7. So I think
Right in
Durrell
between
and
there.
Jeff will get some points there. So you guys were a little bit light on the price. I think that one was like 120, I think.
Yeah, I just thought it was like an Tanium / Bull Run. I thought it was light whiskey.
I think I said 99, didn't I? On that.
You did. You were definitely the closest.
You did,
on that
Kelsey.
one. I do have that Bull Run Pinot finish whiskey from
Trev.
Weird and Turds. Yeah,
So
it's a
good.
That's a good one. Holy crap, that's a good one.
Yeah. So let me ask Marty, where are you at with scoring? Why don't you text me before you post it? I'm curious to see how this shook out.
I didn't do well.
Jeff is first, Durrell's second, and I'm third. I'm
You
calling
think
it
so?
right now. Yep.
Yeah, I know I'm not first.
Well, I blew 3 and 4. I did
blew
well
3.
on 2, right?
4 is definitely my favorite, by the way.
So
4
was
is my
did we say
favorite,
that was
too.
a bourbon? No, you said
Four?
you couldn't say it
It's
was a
just-
bourbon.
Yeah, it can't really
No,
be a bourbon
Canadian.
because of where it's from.
So nobody
Yeah,
gets
But
points on
it
that, right?
would fit the mash bill anyway.
But it was finished, you said, because it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put not finished. See, that's tough. Like New American Oak, like it's so hard to distinguish finished on that. Like if it was a charred oak or something, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I would have been a little bit lenient with the scoring on the fourth one because of what it is.
Yeah, it's always tough.
yeah, that's tough.
All right.
Wow.
So, all right, I've got Marty's results in here. You guys want to take a guess at who won first, second, and third?
I would think Jeff won. I don't
Jeff
know where
won.
I land, to be honest.
Second. Durrell's
not
second, and I'm third.
I hedged a lot. I don't know. I'm not confident.
I
right.
am.
All right, so we're going with Marty's scoring. It seems like there's a bigger gap between 1 and 2 than 2 and 3. So there's a clear winner here.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
And so as far as the winner goes, I told you guys I do some type of a prize. I'm going to send the winner a Bourbon Jerk T-shirt. So you'll have to give me your T-shirt size when I announce the winner. I'll tell you who it wasn't.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't. It was not Kelsey.
So your teeth don't.
It also wasn't Durrell.
Yes. buddy.
So the winner, without his Macho Man costume,
I
so
thought
it's
about
not
it.
Macho Jeff. It's just Jeff.
Dang
We
it.
had 12, 9, and 8 as far as the points were
Oh,
tallied.
12-9-8.
So it was really close between second
not
and
too
third.
bad.
It looks like
All right, I
Jeff
thought I
did,
got smoked. Okay.
racked up
That's
the
not too
most points. What does Marty say here?
Yeah, that's very close, guys.
It was very close overall. Great job. Yeah, I thought you guys would do really good on these, and I think you did. As far as the proofs and price and that type of thing, I thought there might be a headshot or two in there based on how you guys do on some of these things on other.
I wish I had the guts to go with Found North on that one. When I told you
That was your explanation,
that was
wasn't it?
Found North, and that was my thought process the whole time. And you've got like 3 Found North bottles right above your head, and aren't those all Found North?
Yeah, if you can see these are all single barrels, and then behind them I've got 5, which is here, and then 6 and 7, and that's when I stopped being able to get them because they got so popular.
Man, there was something in me that said it, and I just didn't have the guts to put it out loud.
Oh, hey, you know what? If anything else, I should teach you. Go with your gut, man.
Right? That's a good learning experience for tonight. Like it was there. The instincts were there.
Well, that was awesome. I thought you guys did really good. Congrats, Jeff, on the win.
Kick my butt again.
Kelsey, are you okay? We've got at just after 9 o'clock. I'm going to have Tyler run the wheel,
Yeah,
do the
good.
giveaways, and then we'll get out of here. All right. So why don't we do these in order? Why don't we go first? Why don't we hit shuffle, Tyler? Why don't we hit it 3 times for the hell of it?
I like your style, Tom.
I know random is random, but it seems more random if you shuffle it. But it's really not.
I agree.
But it is.
It's really not.
I think my statistics professor from college would.
Dude, A
give me a
tastes
lecture
like
on that.
MGP.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. First thing that I noticed is look at all those entries, guys. I really appreciate you getting into the contest tonight. Like I said, I think we've got a really good set of giveaways here. First prize is going to be the Silver Grove Bourbon 2024. Spoiler alert, it's going to be on my list of top 5 or top 10 bourbons of this year. I love it. Go ahead, spin it up, Tyler. Let's see who's going to get the bottle. Hand delivered, of course. Who do we got?
Even that.
Steven S. Is that Steven Scone? Shelf sippers. All right, Steven, congratulations, dude. You got yourself a good bottle coming your way, buddy. All right, second prize is going to be a Glen with my logo on it, courtesy of Mr. Top Dog. I don't know if he was in here tonight or not. Either way, Top Dog, thank you so much for putting these together for me. Let's give it away to somebody, right? Tyler, go ahead and spin her up. Let's see who's got some jerky glassware coming their way. And it's going to be Mr. Edward W. Awesome. Congratulations, Ed. I think I already have your, well, no, I think I just have your email address. Why don't you hit me with your physical address so I can get it sent over to you, Ed. Congratulations. And let's see, we got 2 more, right? We've got Kelsey's Flight, and it's 4-gate. And then we've got Jeff's Advent Flight. So we've got 2 more giveaways here. We'll do Kelsey's Flight first, then Jeff's. Go ahead, spin her up.
Ooh.
Who do we got?
Roger Randall?
Roger R.
Is that Roger Randall?
Is that Roger Reese or is it Roger?
Reese, I think.
Reese,
Roger,
probably.
okay. So used to seeing Rando in chats. Okay.
All right. Let's do one more, and this is going to be for Jeff's Advent Flight.
I'm gonna
Again,
go
thank you
curate
guys
this thing
for-
right after we're off the stream.
What's that? You package it up?
I'll go put it together right after we're done here.
Look at that. All right, spin it up, Tyler. It's going to be somebody in your Patreon.
I know how to get it to that guy.
Paul P.
Paul P, the
P.
legend himself.
That's BP.
Oh, Paul, you're gonna have some fun, buddy.
Congratulations, guys. All right, so
Dang it, man. Why does this stuff taste like MGP?
The Found North is fantastic.
Durrell, I think you need to have yourself a pour of Remus Repeal.
Dude, like I just had because I was going off of proof points that I thought.
I just think that the brain wants what it wants, and that's what you want right now.
Dude, that Kentucky Spirit does not taste like freaking turkey, man. Like I just went back to it again, and it tastes like MGP to me.
I mean, the cherries there's a honey note that I just don't typically get on turkey, and it's on this turkey, and it's driving me nuts too, Durrell.
Dude, like I said, like I don't know. It just reminds me of freaking MGP all day. Nose.
It
palate,
doesn't have the only thing it doesn't have is the graham cracker or the ginger snap or any of that. Like that's the thing that it
and
lacks.
it doesn't have any of that citrus that I get on.
Doesn't remind. Okay, so how about this? Kelsey's the expert here on dusty turkey. Does this taste a little bit like a dusty wild turkey?
Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
This does not,
Not
taste like
at
turkey.
all.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it.
Not at all.
I like it a lot. It just doesn't taste like turkey.
Yeah, it just does not taste like turkey. If that's a Camp Nelson E, that's a really different Camp Nelson E.
Oh yeah, you
Just
said
says warehouse E.
Nelson.
So
Yeah,
I
that
don't
would be
know
Camp
if
Nelson.
it's a Camp Nelson E or if it's another warehouse E, but
Yeah.
Camp
Warehouse
Nelson E's
E, Rickhouse
typically are
23.
very bright and forward and juicy fruity. So I don't know.
So
It just-
what goes through my mind when Durrell has this reaction is like Ron Burgundy from Anchorman, where he's like, you do the reveal and he's like, I don't believe you. And
I don't-
he's like,
That was when
Oh,
you said
shit.
the what was it? The Master's Keep, the 17-year-old. I'm like, no, that is not what I just poured mine, and I'm like, no, I still don't think that's what. Oh man, it's
That's
good.
awesome. I love it.
That's a good pour. It's just I like that profile from turkey. I've just never had anything like that, you know, and I wouldn't mind having others. It just doesn't remind me of anyone that I've had.
Agreed. It's really good.
But it
But I
was
really
Now-
like that flavor profile of D. It's got a really nice profile.
my
Yeah, that
blind
Found,
ranking.
you know, and interestingly enough, that Found North 5 was, I think, my least favorite. I think they got progressively better with each batch. Like, there was a big leap from 5 to 6, and then from 6 to 7. I think I might have had a sample of 8 or 9, but you know, I wasn't able to get the bottles. But I think they were kind of trending in the direction like everything else they put out was better than whatever they had just put out.
Marty, you got your holding station already?
Oh, he's got the holding station.
Yeah,
Does
he
he?
said it. Like I think he's the only one that's gotten it. Like I posted that.
We've gotten a
question.
few more sightings. All
Well-
right, that'll be my
well,
victory pour.
Paired pour, they ship out from DC, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So Marty's the closest. I guess that stands to reason.
Yep. So here's what we've been talking about, everybody. If you aren't familiar with the fueling stations, but just a
That's the
recent pick
first
that
one, I
came out,
hope, right?
some
Jeff?
great MGP.
That's the first bottle, I hope. The one that took the big dent initially.
That is.
Okay. Yours is what next tomorrow, Tom?
What's that?
Do you have one coming? I think you might.
Yeah, I should have mine tomorrow. I was hoping to get it today for the stream, but it didn't work out.
Just do it, Jeff.
Yeah, I'd say that's a bottle kill.
I don't even know where mine is.
There we go.
It didn't work out too bad. You know what? When I see there's a little bit left and I think it's a bottle kill, I'll pour it and it'll end up being like up to
Way too
here.
much.
I'll be like, oh, Jesus.
Right?
What
Yeah.
have I done?
I'm usually pretty cautious at home. Honestly, I pour about a half ounce at a time. But yeah, I think the deceptiveness is like, this is a weird bottle shape. Like
It's thick glass too. If I remember, is it like the driftless
Mhm.
blend type of
Like
Yeah.
a driftless, yeah.
It's
yeah,
very
exactly. Oh,
Oh, I just see
that's a kill though. That's the first one.
So you guys did how many picks for 24?
Yeah.
6,
6.
2, 3,
Is that what it
4,
was?
5.
We
Which one am
did
I missing?
Three backbones.
Hard
we did
Truth.
Blue Note 4, Hard Truth 5, Human
And then-
Station 6, Sonic
So
Boom
6.
was 7.
Sonic Boom. That's the one I'm missing.
NBC.
Sonic
okay,
Boom.
so Sonic
Yeah.
Boom is the other one. Okay.
And
So-
last year, did you guys have any 20 and 23?
We did
We
one.
did a juke joint, which was our first pick.
There was
Yeah.
only 30 bottles though.
Dude, that thing is crazy good too. It's like so the complete opposite of any like Green River juke joint or Green River.
You know what? I forgot to do this because it's so cold down here. I forgot to bust out my
There you go.
Superman. I like it.
better late than never. I
you
totally
go.
forgot I had this t-shirt. Like I said, you guys got put a few links out, like do a virtual storefront, put your shirts and your merch out for sale because people do want it.
We
I don't know how much your channel has grown in terms of subscribers for the year, but you seem to have a pretty thriving Patreon page, and being able to do the picks, you're selling through them. So I think you're trending in in the right direction here. I think 25 should be a real exciting year for you guys. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Tom. We're having fun. I guess that's the thing that we kind of take a step back on too. Is just be true to ourselves and have some fun.
Exactly. And like I said, you guys are so, gracious to everybody in the community. So it's great to have folks like you guys involved in it. Where did I get that shirt? This was Marty gave it away. It was the night that he was giving away the Kelsey t-shirt, and I won. And he asked if I wanted the Kelsey t-shirt or one of these. And
You picked the wrong one.
Hindsight is 2020, but I was thinking, you know what? I wanted one of these shirts and I couldn't get one. So
That's funny.
That's funny.
The Kelsey shirt seemed like a little bit more of a one-off. This was like the standard issue.
Is that the
Yeah,
drama?
I agree. Actually, the standard issue should be the Mr. Wax neighborhood, because that, in my opinion, is the best one out of all of them.
Marty says he would have taken the Kelsey shirt, but whatever. That's funny.
I don't know where my Hewlett station's at. I was going to pour
What-
that, but
What did we say yesterday, Kelsey? What was the opposite of Mr. Rogers? I have to go back to the stream. We had an image that popped in our head. It was like me being a devil or something.
Yeah. Well, I think
remember
we should do it instead of Jeff Whack version. We'll do a Jekyll and Hyde. We'll just say Jeff and Hyde. Which one is? Since Jeff is the nice one.
You've got to do a Macho Man themed hit.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
definitely going to be on there for sure.
Yeah, or just a t-shirt, something silly, right?
got some
Maybe we do a wrestling themed T-shirt.
Well, Jeff, you got to give the people what they want.
I think I am going to the Royal Rumble, so I'll be inspired with shirt ideas after that.
As long as it's not the first week of October. That weekend is marked off, Jeffrey.
Yes.
It's
Next year.
January. It's January. We're not.
All right, I'm just saying, nothing trumps the first week of October.
No. We got a top last year.
Yeah, we're going back. For those
All right.
who don't know, that's the shoot my
Bourbon.
brain.
Bourbon on the Banks.
Bourbon on the Banks. Thank you.
It seemed like all of the events were like 1 week right after another. Like it seemed
Yeah,
like they were
it really
Kentucky,
was.
like the Kentucky Bourbon Fest, and then the Blitz, and then Bourbon on the Banks, and yeah,
It's like
that's
back to back to
overload, right?
Yep.
It adds up. It adds up quick, and even if they're 2 months apart, it feels like they're on top of each other. It's crazy how quick things move.
Jeff, I know you were a craft beer nerd before you got into whiskey. Did you ever go to like Great American Beer Fest?
No, I didn't go into that one. There was some local stuff in Cincinnati and Dayton, but I didn't venture too far in any of the
It's
festivals.
we did that 1 year. I think it was like 16 or 17. It was in Denver. It's just, I don't know, there's like 20,000 people. You couldn't move, let alone get to the things you wanted to try. It's just insane.
Yeah.
That's wild. Kelsey, what did you just pour? It looked like it was like a full Glen or something.
Oh, that's all of them together.
Oh,
He's doing the cuvee. How's it taste?
God.
Wait, how's it taste then?
It actually tastes good.
That was the blind from just now.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
a blind, and Sweet Kelvin and mine on top of it.
Oh, God. Well,
Oh,
my
man.
glasses are pretty empty, so I can't do that.
Gosh, the berry blast of that thing. I love that, Kelvin. Damn it.
Guys, I'm going to jump off, but Tom, thank you so much for putting this flight together and hanging out with us and letting us come on your channel. So
You know what, Kelsey? I appreciate you hanging out, brother. Appreciate you putting up a giveaway. I appreciate your, I appreciate your friendship. And
ditto, man. Same to you. It's people like you and others in this community that make this community great. I mean, there's very few people that I can say that I don't like in this community, just because everybody seems like salt of the earth people, and you're one of those people. So thank
I
you.
appreciate that, brother.
Yep.
Tell you what, on that note, why don't we end the stream? To everyone that hung out tonight with us and had some fun, cheers. Thanks for watching. Stay jerky.
You guys.